Yo, what is popping? How are y'all doing? I know I'm doing wonderful myself. Let me switch to the good old face game here. This is out of frame. Hold on, wait, I gotta crop myself. Hold on. What is this? There we go. There we go. That's better. Okay. Hi. Yeah, today's feedback day. How are y'all doing? I know I'm pretty excited. Just because, you know, another stream for the day. No forehead. Yeah, forehead get cropped out, just absolutely obliterated. Do you use OBS? Yes. If you use anything other than OBS, then like I don't know what you'd be using, but you know, clearly the only answer here is OBS. So you know. Anyway, yeah, today's feedback stream. Let me pull up the thing. Let me also close up submissions real quick. But I should have done this like before the stream instead of like during the stream. That would have been the wise decision. I need to start doing that. You know, from now on, I'm gonna start doing that. Like a minute or two like before the stream starts, I will close up submissions. Just so you know. Okay. Submissions haven't closed. So. A few things before we get started. Standard procedure. Submissions are currently closed, but if you want to submit, join the Discord and submit to #feedbackstream at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays. We'll be going over all the sentence tracks first, then the courts, and then everyone else who submitted to the stream. If there is a queue of donation skips, we'll alternate between dono skips and normal submissions. We'll try to fill up about an hour, 30 minutes to 2 hours of content. This is for constructive criticism purposes only, so I'm only trying to help you out. I'm not trying to offend you in any way. And these streams are every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Cool. That being said, I believe it is time to start feedbacking. We do also have a new Bob approves button, so when Bob shows up, we'll give it a little test run. You know what I mean? I may be here for my track, but Valor is consuming me. Yeah, we gotta play some time. Okay, anyway. Throw me with why am I bad at the thing when I want to do the thing? Do not take out the do the thing. Yo, you're in the chat too. Perfect. All right, here we go.
How's it going, everybody? My name's Throw-Me. We're back on week 7. Yeah, we're just gonna sit in this silence for a second.
Okay.
Okay, here's the tune.
Hey, look at this cool fill. Nice fill. Wow. I'm pretty good at this.
You are pretty good at this.
If you can tell, I didn't make any fills.
Yeah, so if you can't tell, I didn't really do much this week. I at least wanted to get something done. So I just like changed up the chords in the triplet drop. Yeah, I'll come back next week with more done, I hope.
Wow, a absolutely legendary submission this week. In case you are unfamiliar with these streams, the first submission every time is from Mr. Throw-Me with a little track that he keeps like adding on like small little elements until it becomes like a full track, or like something around those lines. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah, and this is a continuation. So one thing, Mr. Throw-Me, that fill right there, the little like the actual drum fill, it's kind of triplets against eighth notes, so you got to be careful there. I would try to find a way to either like make your own fill that would do like a 16th note kind of pattern, or just replace it with a fill that already has a 16th note pattern. So be careful there. I didn't hear the cardinal sin of EDM thing this time. So,
how's it going, everybody? My name's Throw-Me.
I hope it's not like so quiet that I just can't hear it.
We're back on week 7.
Keeps getting more and more subtle. I don't know where it was this
I'm
time.
gonna sit in this silence for a second.
I feel like it might have been in there. I don't know. You'll have to show me afterwards because I have no idea what it actually is. My guess is that it's in here. Yeah. Anyway, music is a conversation for sure. Yeah. It's like the Minecraft dude on Twitter who adds 1 block to the house each day. I gotta follow that guy. That sounds like a lot of fun. Like that'd be. I talked over it. What do you mean?
How's it going, everybody? My name's Throw-Me. We're back on week 7. Yeah, we're just gonna sit in this silence for a second. Okay, here's the tune.
Literally don't hear it. All right, we gotta move on. I don't hear it. I think it's too quiet, and I just genuinely can't hear it. I'm blaming it on that. I'm blaming it on that. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Show me where it is afterwards, Mr. Throw-Me. I would love to be enlightened. Okay. Did I get a new camera? No, but like the OBS settings like reset my camera, and then it like accidentally made like a wide lens thing, and it looks fucking cool. So I'm gonna like just leave it at that. Oh my god, yo, Fear Unknown with a 7.13 pounds. Hope you like this more melodic ID sent to Discord DMs, dude. Bet, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Let's we'll go over it. We will go over it right after this one. Thank you so much, Mr. Sir. That means a lot. Yeah. Can't wait to hear this one. All right. Up next, we have Basif with Feedback 616 redescription. All right. So he says, finally got mine in, changed a lot, and worked on this earlier this week. I don't know about the mix or the bass for sure, but I think I got a cool idea going on, so let me know what you think. All right, bet. Let's go. Oh, shit. We got another dono? Yo! Let's go. Throw me with a $6.99. Let's go. Also, here's my late fee. Poggers. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Mr. Throw me with a $6.99. Legend. Sounds cool as shit, dude. I wish the chords, the little like thing, would follow the bass line a little bit more. Like right now, they're kind of playing like their own thing. But I definitely wish it was like corresponding to the baseline a little bit more. Oh, this was your Samplifier sesh. That's poggers. That's very poggers. Oh my god. Yo, Roy Lindsay with the $10. Let's go. Discord name Pinata Bet, dude. Yo, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate you. Yeah, so we do have a queue going on, so we'll get to yours in just a second. Thank you so much. Roy, I really appreciate you. Yeah, shoot me a Discord DM with your tune. Thanks so much. my guy, what the fuck? This is incredible, bro. This is so good. I'm like blown away, man. Like it wasn't that long ago that like I need to find the right words. Like this is like everything about this is fucking sick. I actually like don't really have any complaints about this, and this is fucking golden, man. This is so good. Like what? Hold on. Like what? It just works so well, man. I thought it would just be like some completely like different shit, like some neuro shit, but like no, you like took it in this like super like unexpected like D&B like deep shit. I don't know. Like that's just I've never heard anything like this, and it just like fucking slaps. Like you did it so well. So yeah, huge big ups. Oh my god. Throw me with $20.99. Been a while since I donated more than $6.99, so here you go. Stupid with the $sign. I have to use a $sign because YouTube literally won't let me sit. Bro, thank you so much, Mr. Throw Me. That is a big boy donation. $20.99. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much for the $20, Mr. Beffrey. Jesus. Kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't process that until now. Thank you, Mr. Sir. I appreciate it. Profane vernacular. You can't say the S word. The forbidden S word. And like the fucking motif with this track, like you have like the chords like were perfectly leading up to the actual like motif, like the dun 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 dun. Yeah, this is fucking crazy good. Is this track public? I want to listen to it. It is private, but you know it's also like not done. I don't think so. Yo, Muse Games with the £2. I feel bad for always only donating £2. Dude, that's fine. I any donation is so much appreciated, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mr. Muse Games with the £2. I appreciate you. Never like it is the thought that counts, and that's what I really appreciate. Thank you so much for the donation, man. Mr. Sir, I really appreciate it. I got you, Mr. Joe. Definitely finish this, and when you finish it, send it to me, because this is fucking crazy good. Everything is just... This is a certified banger button moment. Yep. Great job, man. I don't have any real complaints about the song, like, at all. Like, I don't hear any issues with it. So, yeah, I hope my kind words are enough. Yeah, anyway. Mr. Joseph, Mr. Basif, a crazy tune. Well done, man. Alright, up next we have Fear Unknown with Melodic ID. Let's go. Oh, this is gonna be a fucking slapper, isn't it? I already know. Looking nervous because I don't do melodic that much. I mean, dude, it sounds good so far. I'm sure it'll be good. Comes in with a good spooky. Exactly. Facts. It's a really nice intro. Sounds really like organic. Ooh. Like those vocals. Oh, that fucking hits, man. Okay, hold on. I gotta pause it there for a second. Gabe with the $1. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. This is really good. That like Reese bass type thing, like the mid bass, is like that hits the spot. That is sick. I love that. I feel like it is a little bit like mono-ish. Like I think it could do with a bit more stereo. Maybe like in the like the mid bass, you could add like a chorus on just like the high end. That's what I do a lot, like before like distortion and shit. And that way you get like a super crunchy like high end. Bob is here. Yo, Bob. We got to test out the Bob approves button. So you know, approve a track, and I'll show it off. Right. Yeah, a little bit more stereo. Maybe in the like a soft stack, if you have like a layer with that, like make it a bit more stereo, stuff like that. Just it's like a little bit too mono. I think maybe like a little bit of variation could help. Like the second half is pretty much like the same as the first half, so just like even like an octave like difference in like like the lead or like the chords or something would really like change it a lot. So yeah, that would help a lot. Ambience, man, so well put together. Bob approved. Pog, check this out. Bob approved. Look at that. Look at that, dude. We'll pop up. Oh, yo, Marco with a 10 pounds, or no, fuck, that's euros. 10 euros. Let's fucking go. It's a work in progress. Mixing and mastering, not 100% ready for now. Dude, thank you so much for the 10 pounds. Yeah, shoot me a DM, which I have already received, dude. Perfect timing. There's a bit of a queue, so we'll get to it in a minute. But thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, Marco. Big ups. Thank you so much. Yes, Italian. Abbreviation. These vocals are sick, dude. Loving them. I feel like a little bit more of like a Dr. Ozzy went on this like let me restart that sentence. Dr. Ozzy went over this on his like most recent stream, and that's like pickups. So like you have like a bar where like there's like no drums or something, and that kind of like slows down a little bit. I think just having like the kick and the snare just kind of hit and then like instantly taking it in might be a bit like too abrupt, like just slightly. It works, but like it would be very very awesome if you like took a little bit more time in like the context of a song to like de-escalate it a bit and then like bring it into the next section. So like, you know, filtering it down a bit, I don't know, reverbing stuff out. Yeah, you know what I mean, like to kind of make the transition a little bit more smooth. I will have to be doing homework. Okay. So if I miss a track with abbreviation, I apologize. No worries, Mr. Bob. Yeah, man, you fucking nailed the ambience and like just the vibe here is so strong. Like especially with like the drops and like the intros and the midsections. I don't know how you do it, but they sound super like organic and like just like they sound like they're being played by like actual instruments and not just like a synth, which is really cool. Like I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you manage that. So you know, huge ups on that. It's really sick. I'm a big fan of what you're doing here. So yeah, really sick, man. Yeah, everything is just really well put together, especially like, you know, the drops and stuff are like they just hit the spot. They hit really hard, really well. You know, and you said this was like your first like melodic idea or something. You said something about like this being like, yeah, something around those lines. And man, this does not sound like like your first ever melodic idea, which is that's a big big ups on that. So yeah, Fear Unknown coming in with the fucking bangers again. Fear Unknown is savage. Absolutely. Yeah. So thank you so much for I'm being donated to listen to this shit. Like this is like I would pay to listen to this shit. Yo, Muse Games with the £2. Let's go. This is for Gabe. Bless up, Gabe. Yo, you did just say I would donate more, but I don't have money. Yo, hey, I mean he's doing it for the Mr. Muse Games. You're taking his place here and in his honor. And you know what? That is true. What it means to be a gamer. So, you know, legendary. Thank you so much. For the £2. You're an absolute legend, Mr. Muse Games. And yeah. Man, I am so rich. Right. Anyway, Mr. Muse Games, thank you. Let's go to the next track. All right. Up next, we have Ganymede with the best track ever made in the history of dubstep, in my opinion, respectfully. All right. Many disclaimers in things. All right, let's go. Piano is causing kind of like a pileup of like low mids. Like when you're playing like, you know, notes on like the lower part of the piano, they still have like a release to them like after the point of like when you played them, so they're like kind of clashing and causing like that like gross like almost like Reese effect. Like yeah, I can like show you what I mean real quick. Like if you have a piano, right, and you do this, I don't know which one I think it's this one. I haven't used this stock Ableton piano in so long. It's kind of funny. But yeah, like here, if you do this, like you kind of get like it's kind of hard to demonstrate, but you get kind of like a weird like Reesing kind of effect, especially if I kind of like exaggerate the peaks. Like yeah, that grows low and just kind of piles up a bit. You hear it especially there, but you know it's not that extreme. It's just like small little thing. I would try to kind of turn down the release a little bit and make it so that like when you play a new note, or a new chord, the release stops. Yeah. Damn, that fill. Jesus. Oh shit, man. What the fuck? Oh my god. And we got a fucking dono from Apollo 7. Let's go with a 10 euros. Yo, first ever track in your feedback stream. Hope you like it. Dude, hey, thank you so much, man. Apollo 7. Legendary. Thank you so much. There's a bit of a queue going on right now. So we'll, hold on. Where we at? Yeah, right there. So, it's gonna take a second before we get to your track, but, yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah. The first ever track. Much appreciated. Bob approved as well. Boom. Wait, hello? There we go. Bob approved. Alright, this is insane. The flow on this is insane. Yeah, it's very well put together. I did want to point out one thing is the like resonance of like each like percussive thing is like very like you can't really hear it that well. It's like it's too quiet almost. Like I wish like each resonance was like EQ'd so that it's a little bit more apparent in the mix. Oh my god, yo, Elastic with the $5. Let's go. I love your streams, heart, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much, man. That's very kind of you. You didn't have to do that. Thank you, man. Elastic dubstep. Don't disrespect my man like that. No, just kidding. Hey, thank you so much for the $5, man. That means a lot. Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah. So like what I mean, right, is when you have like let's say a fucking corpus dunk, right? Let's do I have any corpus dunks? I don't think I do. I might have like one from like my 10K sample pack or something. Yeah, let's assume this is like your like donkey percussive. By the way, my head is being cropped out severely here. Let me fix that. Whoa, that's crazy. Actually, I should do this like that, kind of, and then scale myself down. Boom. Okay, there we go. Yeah, assume this is your like corpus donk stuff. Have it so that like this like main that frequency, right? Like right now it kind of sounds like this. Try to kind of like bring it out a bit more by just like doing this, like a little bell curve. That would help a lot. Yeah. That's it. All right, let's keep going. Forehead extension DLC. that snare fucking hits, man. Like fucking slaps. Super crunchy too. Told you about the snare, yeah, dude. This is a banger midsection. This is how you do midsections. Like this is a perfect example of like at least my philosophy of doing midsections. Like you like threw it around like drums wise, like everything is like different, but like it still feels like the same song. That's very nice. get blue ball here. Ah, fuck. We got fucking gnomed at the end. But yeah, dude, this is really good. This is insane. Yeah, I think other than like the little resonance thing, like just making the tonalities a little bit more apparent in general. I mean, the mix is super clean. The drums are super clean. Like the hi-hats are like super like, you know, present in the mix, and that's very well done. Yeah, I mean, Jesus. What is there to say about this track, you know? Like, this is just really well put together. I love this. Absolute fucking slapper, man. Yeah. Just I wish I had more to say about it other than that, but yeah. Thank you very much for sending this in. This is very nice. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna have to move on, but this is crazy good. So yeah, nicely done, man. All right. Up next, we have Pinata with Losing Myself, a Work in Progress. Let's go. He says, disregard the mixdown and sound design. I haven't worked on it yet, mainly in the idea phase right now. All right, cool. That sounds a lot like the Rain by Papa Khan. Do you hear that? Like, whoa. Yeah, that right there. So you do have a lot of stuff in the high end right now. Like you have the hi-hats are really loud, and I'm also noticing like in that lead especially, there's like I think you cranked it like really loud to the point where like it's creating excess low end that you don't want. You can kind of hear it like a little bit. It's in like the like 300 hertz range. I would try to just EQ that out, and also just make it a bit quieter, I'd say. It also sounds like you have like a limiter of sorts on the master. Maybe you have like a soft clip or a limiter, but something is on the master that's kind of like causing everything to like duck down when the hi-hat plays. So like kind of listen for that real quick. You also have like a bass line that sounds like it's playing like a chord or like a two-note thing at the same time, and that's causing the bass to clash, and that's not really what you want. If you have a bass, you kind of want to just have it play like one note at a time. Yeah, I have a limiter. Okay, yeah. So what I would recommend for you then is like lower the volume of everything and like just like ditch the limiter, and because it's only going to cause you issues. A limiter is only really for when you are trying to like when you have like a solid mixdown already, and you're trying to like prevent it from like any small sections from going over like 0 dB, which is like a rare occurrence. You know what I mean? In this case, I think it's kind of being used to fix the mixdown in a way, and that's definitely not what you want. So yeah. Sounds like you have some offbeat stuff going on too. Like right here, you had like a tom that was offbeat, like a war drum, right there, as well. Yeah, a lot of stuff in the high end. Like it's kind of painful. Like I'm talking about like the where's this screen button here? Like in like if you know this is, imagine this is your song real quick. Like you've got a lot of stuff kind of going on like here. In general, I would just like low shelf it a bit, and like also just lower the volume, like kind of just, you know, do that. Yeah, definitely too much of that going on right now. Yeah.
Losing myself tonight.
Oh, it's kind of a dope flow though. I think with like if you're gonna like do like the kind of thing that you're doing right now where you have like the cool flow but then like playing kind of like random-ish notes, you know what I mean? You kind of have to harmonize the lead notes with your sub. If you're not doing that, then it kind of sounds like kind of weak in a way, and like it doesn't quite like pack the punch it needs. So basically instead of playing like the same note as the sub, but then on your lead play like a different note on your lead than your sub, and like get them to sound nice together. Yeah. Yeah. It does sound like there's a lot of like clashing frequencies, like you said, Sinister. That is a good point. It sounds like you have a lot of like kind of low end that you like didn't EQ out, and so like you'll see a lot of producers just like obsessively like EQing out low end just to make sure that the only low end that exists is from the sub, and like the only sub that exists is intentional. So yeah, definitely start getting in the habit of like EQing everything to make sure there's absolutely no low end, because it would really solve your kind of mix down issues. And yeah, definitely mix a bit quieter. Like it's better to have like a clean but quiet mix down than a loud and squashed mix down by a limiter, because it's definitely kind of distracting a little bit. So yeah. And also like you notice that like with the limiter, your vocal in the buildup was like super like pretty like okay volume, but then in the pre-drop the vocal gets super loud. So like listen for that. That's caused by the limiter. Like it got absolutely cranked right there, and that's because of the limiter. So yeah, definitely take the limiter off, mix a bit quieter, make sure it's not like it's fine to go in the red, but just make sure there's no like clipping artifacts. That's what you got to kind of listen for. And you'll hear like clipping artifacts when you hear like crackling stuff, especially in sections where there's not that much high end. You'll hear some crackling, so that's how you know there's like clipping stuff going on. But yeah, anyway, other than that, I think you've got some cool ideas going on. Maybe in this like fake out there could be like a little like ride symbol kind of playing like quarter notes, just so we have an idea of like where we are in time. There's also not that much low end. It sounds like it's like the kick sounds like it's missing a bit of low end, and same with the actual like sub. Not that much like sub fundamental. So just take a sine wave and like distort it maybe a little bit, and then just use that instead of like whatever you've got going on there. But yeah, other than that, I like the ideas behind the track. I think you've got like, especially here, I think you've got some cool songwriting going on. Like right here. That's very cool. And the drop has some pretty cool flows that I'm a fan of. So yeah, Pinata, best of luck with this track, and let us move on to the next one. All right, up next we have Japanese with "This Sounded a Lot Better in My Head." All right, here we go. Roy, I got you. Okay, here we go. Oh fuck, wrong button. Super bouncy. Ooh. That's very dope. That's very nicely put together. I like that a lot. I think that vocal should kind of like only come in during like breaks and not necessarily like the whole thing. Consider like replacing the vocal with like a lead or something, or like if you're going for like a bass house vibe or something, then go for like a bass house bass. Bob approved, by the way. There you go. Yeah. I am noticing that in the little like first few like beats, the hi-hats kind of like, you know, they're like gone. I would kind of try to bring them back in because it creates a contrast in high end. I didn't notice it at first, but now I'm noticing it here. Like notice there the hi-hats are like way more present, but then in the first part they're not. So like maybe like I know you have hi-hats there, so maybe like raise the volume of those and then like, you know, carry on. But yeah, how far did we get? Yeah, I definitely think the vocal gets a little bit overused here. You know, we've got kind of had it going on throughout the whole intro, and then also the drop, and now it's still going on. So definitely give it a break during the drop. Replace it with like a lead or something. Yeah. It has a really nice bounce to it. Yeah, very nice. I like this a lot. This is very super bouncy, super well put together. I like it a lot. Yeah, I mean the mix is good. Drums are punchy. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints other than like the little vocal. It's a little bit overused. Yeah, it's very very nice, man. Everyone's tracks are just getting super good. Like everyone is just progressing, and I like to see it. You know, love to see it. Yeah, so everything is super vibey. I can tell it's, you know, something you made, which is great. And yeah. Very nice. So, Mr. Japan, nicely done. Let's go to the next one. All right, up next we have Six Boys with Holy Fark. All right, let's go. Ooh, ominous. Okay. Here we go. Okay, fuck. I blue balled everyone. Sorry. You have kind of like a clash of triplets and like eighth notes going on there. I think you have like 16th note triplets, like, you know, like super fast, and then also like eighth notes, so it's kind of like clashing a bit. So try to keep it to only triplets or only eighth notes. Yeah, you can go back. Ooh. Look, I'm kind of losing it there, because the yoink lacks tonality and loudness. So definitely try to bring that back up a bit. I feel like in general it's lacking a bit of like a bit of power. So I think it needs a bit more like, you know, fatness to it. Especially in that initial like like, you know, bass hit thing. Try to add like some more, you know, fat racks, make it super like thick sounding, and yeah, instead of just kind of like, yeah, you get the point. Yeah, more processing. Oh yeah, there's not that much low end. That's a good point. Yeah, definitely crank this up a little bit. Also in the kick, not enough low end. Yo, let's go. I have to, Elastic Dub with a $10. I have to go to work soon. Can you run my track next? Yo, I got you. We do have a bit of a queue. but we should be good. I already got shorts, dude. Boom, look at that. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna take a second. So I can't run your track next per se, but you'll yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate you, man. Big ups. Thank you. I'm also like not really feeling much structure, and also like some of the like the little like bit crush like yoi thing has like it kind of breaks the flow a bit for me, because it just like hits and then, you know, it's kind of done, like there's nothing else really going on to back it up, you know what I mean? So we have like, you know, we need something else there, but at least like something in quarter notes to help it, you know, keep the flow going. Oh, you know what I think is going on here? I think your sub is in a really low key, low key, like the key of your sub, the root note of your sub is so low that you can't really hear it. So you got to like saturate it a bit, bring in a little bit more harmonics, like not too many. Like, you know, I'm trying to I can tell you're trying to keep it clean, so obviously don't like overdo it, but just like add a little bit of saturation. Oh, you're in D, yeah, that makes sense. Bring in a little bit of saturation just so you get that extra harmonic peak thing. You know, as such, like let's get a sine wave real quick. Let me also switch to, oh fuck, sorry, oops. Boom. So negative, what is that, negative 22? Yeah, so, right, you bring a little bit of saturation, and then I'll get an EQ so you can like see the harmonics. Like that much, like just so you hear that second peak a little bit, and then like the sub is a bit more present. So yeah, if you're in D, then I would highly recommend doing that. All right, let's keep going. Please leave that picture on the screen. I'm sorry. I will do it for a second. It also sounds like you're missing sidechain, especially here. Definitely keep, you know, sidechaining. I think that's just a small thing that you might have missed or something, but yeah. Like maybe like a bit of a motif could help as well. I'm not really noticing, like it's like there's not like an issue specifically with like the song. It's just like there's not really like a motif that I remember, you know, like I feel like you need to kind of bring in some kind of like melody. Like it could be like the simplest shit, but it'll help your track just be a little bit more memorable. Second drop is a little bit more experimental, especially the second part. Okay, we will cross that bridge real quick. Remix is fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, notice how like it just loses its power there. Like I feel like here's the part where I would personally add like a corpus donk or something, so just so we have like more mid presence, and like that background yoink, or well, it's not really a background yoink in your case, but like it would make it a background yoink if you then added another element on top of it. But that would just help kind of keep the flow going a little bit, make it like louder and more like punch more nicely, you know what I mean? man. You lost 11-13. That fucking sucks. That's tough. I've been there like very recently. Like we got to like 7-0. Like we were like ahead 7 points, and then like we fucking like pretty much threw it, and then we tied, or like we didn't tie. We lost 12 to 13 or something. Like goddamn. Anyway, sorry, we're completely off topic, Mr. I guess it's two people, the sick boys. Right. So, a general thing is just like make sure your basses are like tonal enough to hear, and like pay attention to like motif stuff. Like try to bring in something that'll help you like remember like the midsections and like intros and stuff. It definitely sounds like you're missing that a lot, and you would really benefit from having a more strong motif in that sense. But yeah, I think you've got some like cool sound design elements here. It has its moments for sure. I like you know the sound design in like a few places. I think in others it definitely needs to work. But yeah, overall thoughts is, you know, it's very nice. So that being said, yeah, sick boys. Let's go to the next track. All right, up next we have TR Nebula with FTR Love VIP. Let's go. Oh, he also says in the description, is a VIP of an unreleased track still a VIP if it comes out first? That's a great question. I think you just kind of have to answer that for yourself. Quick question for this one: Would a drop benefit from more variation in the progression, or does the flow switch up enough to make up for it? Hi, chat. All right, we shall see. Excuse me. I'm not too sure about those like rap vocals, because you have super you know, emotional and like gentle sounding intro, but then like, you know, this is a rapper comes in and he's like, yeah, I have money. I'm like, what? Yeah, I don't know if that fits, man. Oh yeah, we're on the normal key now. Oh, this is nice though. Ooh. The sub goes into a really low note. It is like super low. I think it would very much benefit from having like, especially on the third note, having it an octave up instead of like an octave down would help a ton. The vocals came from the original version that was a lot darker, and I never bothered to change it. I kind of figured. I have had the same thing when making VIPs. It's, yeah, I get you. Baba Brew. I don't know what that note is, but it sounds like it's like a B or an A or something. It's definitely not a C, because like a C would be like, I would be like, okay, that's fine. You know, a little low, but like you can't really make that work. But like I think it goes lower than that. It sounds like a B or like a A sharp or something. It's like super low. I think it kind of loses its power here. It kind of sounds like it's getting like quieter or something. I don't know if that's like intentional or not, but it sounds like that. I don't know what's causing that. Yeah, the vocal. I understand it's a VIP, but I mean, then again, if it's like a darker song, and like it sounds more like gloomy and shit, then I mean like, and you said this is coming out first. So if I were you, I would just take out the vocal and call it a completely different song. That is my my recommendation, and especially since this is like a VIP and this is coming out before the actual original. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would try to. I would consider it, and you know, if you're really like sentimental about it being a VIP, then okay, whatever. It's your track. You know, do with it what you want. However, I would recommend that you do a little lost my train of thought. You change this yeah. You get it. Yeah. Yeah, the vocals are kind of funny, but you know. Anyway, I think you've got this. Like, the track is really fucking dope. I just wish that low note in the drop wasn't there. Like, I wish it was just an octave up, and that would literally like just solve any issue here. Like, that is like the only problem with it, and it's like a big problem, and I wish it wasn't there. But like, it's like really nicely put together. Other than that, you know, vocal as well. You know, iffy, but would the drop benefit from more variation in the progression, or does the flow switch up enough to make up for it? I feel like a bit of like, I think a switch in the synth would help more. By the way, I was reading off the description just now. Like, I think a bit of like synth changes would help. So, you know, like actually going to the patch, tweaking some knobs, you know, changing that stuff. It works, it's like fine, but yeah, it definitely gets a bit repetitive, I'd say. So yeah, a bit more variation. But anyway, yeah, TR Nebula, very nice track. A solid tune. Would love to hear this with the sub, like an octave up for sure. So yeah. Anyway, let's go to the next track. All right, up next we have Apollo 7 with Juicy. Let's go. Ooh. Excuse me. The vocal is kind of hard to understand, and it's because of the processing on it. It sounds like it's been like pitched down or something, but then like the formants like remain in place or something. It's kind of weird. Whatever processing you have on it, I would kind of remove and keep it to like just its like more like dry and like untouched state, you know. They're also a bit quiet. And right now you also have some triplet against 8th note stuff going on. The hi-hats are in 16th notes, but then the vocal is like in like a triplet groove. It's like, you know, can't really do that, but like that, that's triplets, right? So big Latin.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. I think the sound design is like not quite like fat enough. It needs more yeah, like more fat racks, more like crunchiness to it. It's like almost there, but like not quite. It needs a little bit more just to get that full punch going on. I didn't skip Nox, don't worry. Like the cube, if I like open up the cube beforehand, and like unless I actually did miss one, then like we should be good. So yeah. And I'm like I see it right here, so yeah. It also sounds like you have a kick layered with a snare, and now I'm not a fan of that because then with a kick and a snare layered, let me show you real quick. You know, when you layer a kick and a snare, it can like sound okay. But the problem with it is, in my opinion at least, when you layer a kick with a snare, you get this clashing, like you get the clashing fundamentals, right? Like you have the kick right here and then the snare here. So that kind of causes the issue of, you know, like it becomes like in your case, it's like okay because you have pretty high snare, more like that. So like they're like further apart, but like still, I would recommend doing a clap thing, or like what I do is just like remove the fundamental like that and then like move it over, so you have like that, and then you have a nice kick clap. But yeah, I'm personally not a fan of layering a kick with a snare as like a rhythm clap kind of thing.
Oh dear. Wicked boy, not you know, Baba.
Yeah, I think the sound design is like also too similar from the first drop here. I wish there was definitely some like major switch ups. I know you do have like a bit of a switch up with like the notes and stuff, but I wish the like synth patch itself had knobs tweaked so that it sounds like drastically different. That way you get like a really fresh idea with the new sounds. You know what I mean? I think there's also like kind of an imbalance in levels. Like you have that like reggae guitar in the background, but it's like super quiet. Like, and then also you have like that little drum fill, which isn't really going anywhere either. Like usually when you have a drum fill, it'll like lead to like the actual like drum section. But you're just kind of like slapping in a drum section and then calling it a day. You know what I mean? So in that case, I would try to like move the drums to like a part where you're about to introduce drums, and that'll actually make it like work a little bit nicer. And yeah, same with the guitar. It needs to just be louder. Yeah. Yeah, like there it works well. It also sounds like the drum fill is a bit offbeat here. Maybe you didn't like quite like beat match it or something, but it sounds a bit offbeat.
Yes.
Yeah, we got some more triplet against eighth note stuff going on here. The hi-hats are 16th notes, and the kicks, like in the build-up, are triplets. So yeah, it clashes a bit, and you get like kind of a weird rhythmic combination.
Wicked, yeah.
I think overall, like a little bit more punch with like fat racks and stuff would benefit you greatly, for sure. In this case, I think the drops are also like a bit too similar all to each other, so we're not really getting any like specific like new ideas going on. Like we are, but like not like enough, I'd say. Generally with like stuff like this, you just like throw like if you're trying to make a second drop for something, you just kind of throw out like the original ideas just out the window, unless you're doing like a repeat like dropped and like whatever. But with this like kind of double drop format that you've got going on, it's kind of I would advise that you do like different drops for each single each single drop for sure. But yeah, Apollo 7 with Juicy, very nice.
Madman, little wicked.
Very, very nice. Yeah, I like the ideas that you've got going on for sure. You've got a very like a pretty strong theme. It's pretty memorable. I think you know, you've got the ideas down. A little bit more, you know, fatness to it would help a lot. But yeah, it's definitely on the right track. And yeah, big potential with this tune. So yeah, Apollo 7, very nice. And let's go to the next track. All right, up next we have Nox with Skrillex and Damian Marley, Make It Bundem, Nox remix. Let's go. I got you, Apollo. No problem.
Now greetings to the world. Vice of the one big gangzilla alongside Skrillex. Them.
this stream is gonna get copyrighted, but it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal because see, it's gonna get copyright claimed, but like not like striked or something. So it's fine. It's all good.
Not people. We mash up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. How we ablaze the fire, make it pun them. We mash up the place, turn up the bass and
It sounds like you have some out of key stuff going on. It's like the root note is right, but then the root note of your vocal is what is it?
make some sound boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday. We mash up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. Skrillex ablaze.
Yeah, you know, you've kind of got like some weird like clashing notes, so make sure you're like you're putting it on the right note, you know what I mean? Yeah. Intro feels a bit empty in my opinion. Yeah, I agree.
Blaze the fire,
Bit
make
empty.
it burn them. We mash up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday. Yes.
Okay, it's a bit chaotic. I'm not like sure what's going on here. Like there's like it kind of feels like we're being like kind of like, you know, like pushed in and then like sucked back out and then pushed back in, and you know, it's kind of like a huge like back and forth of like I don't know like why it's happening, but like
Yes.
it's because of that main bass on the like the kick and the snare that is like way louder than the other elements, and like you kind of need to tone it down a bit. Yeah, like the volumes of everything is like super like wonky, and so it sounds kind of like very like all over the place as a result, and it's kind of hard to stay focused on like one sound. It definitely needs a bit more like focus, or like it needs attention to like how loud everything is. So especially like, you know, your yeah, like your reverb sweeps are like too loud. I think I don't know. You'd have to like manually go in and kind of like look at like what's like not like what's louder than it should be. You know what I mean? I can't really like point that out for you because it's like super like fast paced. Yeah. I'm also not really feeling any cymbal presence, so like crashes, hi-hats, stuff like that. And also like what am I supposed to listen to? You know, like I don't know what I'm listening to. You know, is it like the like there's like three different elements going on at like any given time, and it's kind of causing it to feel very chaotic. And like especially with like also the tonal delay, since it like kind of will ring it out a bit more, it causes it to feel super cluttered. And I would try to take it off unless you're using like a background element, or like kind of like if you're like doing a very minimalistic drop, in which case like I would just go for like the tonal delay, like that works super well. But in this case, since you're going for such a heavy track, it's kind of harder to make the tonal delay work, you know. Yeah, a bit more mids would help, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and again, the root notes don't line up. I think someone said this in the chat, but like the root note of the vocal is an E, but then the actual root note of the song is in like D or something. So make sure you look up what the actual key is and like make sure you get it right. And then like like change the vocals accordingly. And also, like, pro tip, when you're like sidechaining stuff, don't sidechain your vocals or like sidechain them less than other elements. Mainly because you want the vocals to stand out, right? So having them sidechained will like make it feel like an element along with like everything else, and it won't make it stand out. So yeah, sidechain it a bit less or just not at all. Yeah, it just sounds it's like so like over processed, you know what I mean? And like, just it needs a bit less like OTT and a bit more like control over how like compressed and like loud. I don't know. It's like I don't even know what the actual like fix is, which is kind of the issue. That's why I'm kind of like keep going back to it. But yeah, whatever it is, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Yeah, just too much going on in my opinion. Like there's like 6. Okay, I keep exaggerating this, but like there's like so much stuff going on, and like I think you're kind of like layering stuff here and there, but I don't know what I'm listening for. And I wish there was a clearer like central bass. Like I know you have that like original like bass, but like it's like not like a main bass because you're kind of like 1-2ing it, so you're going like I wish it was like that, like a bit more clear. And also what would help you a lot, I just thought of this, is do the classic let me do this thing here, right? So let's assume that this is like one bass here, boom, it's decaying, this is a bass, and then you have your little Skrillex donk thing. I don't, for a lack of a better term, Skrillex donk, the original like thing. So we'll draw a little Skrillex logo for that. Right, Skrillex donk. Instead of kind of like making the gaps between them go like this, this is your bass, and then like kind of slapping your Skrillex donk right here before it gets any time to decay. Try to make it like this, so you'd have your bass like this. Fade it out early, leave some empty space so it's like completely silent here, and then place your Skrillex donk here. And this will make it super crispy and more like easily identifiable as a rhythm, If you've got like 2 spaced out elements, it's super easy to identify, when the next note hits. So I would definitely recommend doing that, and that'll really help you here, especially in this kind of like chaotic kind of style that you've got going on, yeah.
Fun. How we ablaze the fire, make it fun. Then we mash up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound. Boy, run, and we will end your week just like a Sunday. We mash up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. Skrillex ablaze the fire, make it fun. Then we mash up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound. Boy, run, and we will end your week just like a Sunday.
Ooh.
Yes.
I would love to see you like expand on the actual like ideas. Like, okay, that sounded very harsh. I'm sorry. Like, okay, expand on like the ideas of the drop. So in the first drop, you've got do something with that. Try to replicate that flow, but then in your own style. Get like basses that kind of like represent you as a artist, but still kind of following that rhythm, and then that'll make it super like that'll make it feel like a remix, and like in this case it just sounds like a large kind of toss in of sounds, and I think, you know, with this drop it became very apparent to me. I was like, you know, you could easily go with like something kind of like melodic or like I don't know how to put it, but just like expanding on the long extended note idea. But then you kind of went into like this whole like new like, you know, switch up. Hey, here's a dubstep drop, you know. So, you know, obviously not saying this to insult you. I feel like I'm being a bit harsh on you here, so don't take it that way, please. But, you know, definitely recommend kind of expanding upon the ideas of the original a bit more. Yeah, Nox, I think in general, like your like sound design needs work. That's like the biggest thing for me. Ideas wise, I also think it needs work as well, because, you know, like it doesn't really feel much like a remix. It just feels more like kind of like a song that you put together with the Damian Marley vocals over top of it. You know what I mean? You know, I think you've also got the idea of like the, you know, you've got the out of key like vocals. You know, it doesn't sound explicitly bad, but like in the intro, especially, if it was like very apparent that the bass was out of key with the vocal. But yeah, I think it has its moments for sure. It just needs a bit more work, and you know, once you get to that point, I think you'll have a solid track. But yeah, Nox, and best of luck with this tune, and let's go to the next one. All right, up next we have Elastic with Airborne, work in progress V4. Let's go. Clap is a bit loud. It's making me like blink when I hear it.
Buckle up, cause it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Okay, here we go. I would bring in like a crash there and like a bit more like ride or risers, because that way it'll like when you're like buckle up because it's about to get crazy, and then you gotta actually make it crazy already, you know. You know, I haven't heard the drop yet, but that would help. Yeah, no problem. Nox, I got you.
Tear his dick off.
Oh my god. I think your build-up is a bit too hype for the drop that you've got. The drop, like on its own, is fine, but the build-up kind of represents this as this like huge like tune, and then it kind of goes into like a more like chilled out kind of rhythm vibe. You know what I mean?
Tear his dick off.
So go for a bit more of an ambient intro, and like don't go for an actual like build up with like drums and stuff. I would just kind of bring in like a hi-hat or something, just play it on like the quarter notes, and then like, you know, add the wonderful vocal that you've got going on, and then, you know, drop it. And I think that'll much better represent like the drop that you've got going on here. I think the main basses could also use a little bit more like EQ work in regards of making like the main fundamental of the bass a bit louder. Like the I'm hearing like a little like overtone, I think. Like it's like boing, like that kind of. I wish that was a bit louder, and you can kind of EQ it like I went over this earlier, but you can do like where's this? Imagine this is your like the weird like overtone thing that you've got going on. Do this like right now it sounds like this. Do this. And like notice how much more apparent this one specific frequency is, and like look at each like, you know, peak and like kind of decide on which frequency that would be. You'll probably notice it, right? But yeah, do that, and then it'll stand out so much more, and it'll really help you out here. So yeah, let's go. Let's keep going.
Go fucking.
I think that sustain bass really takes over the main yoinks, and like I think you would have to EQ it so that the high end kind of is the only thing that you really hear. Like either switch the focus over to entirely just the sustain bass, or keep it on the yoink and EQ it to fit the yoink. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know about that like frequency shift. Like I don't know what that is, but it sounds it's like in the right ear it's louder, and then in the left ear like I don't really hear it. It's I don't know what that is. It's like a little bit too like mid heavy and just like a little bit too loud in general. Like I think you need to tone it down a bit. What I like to do with stuff like that is just add a reverb, like this, add a reverb and turn the decay time down, size all the way down, and drive it all the way up. And then I'll push everything to the background. So like it went from this to this. And you can do that with like the sustain bass, for example, and make it super like in the background, and it'll make it like work way better. It'll work with the elements instead of like against it. You know what I mean? Up and down. It also needs like it needs a little pickup to quote Dr. Ozzy, right? You need kind of a little bit of like an ending point at which you stop the drums, you like for like a bar or two. I would do a bar or two, like 2 bars, for your example, because you have a pretty long drop. That would help a lot, I think. And that way, like you'll like kind of end the drop off and kind of like, you know, it's like a finishing statement, right? You know, you're not gonna like write an essay and then like, you know, at the very end you don't include your conclusion, because you gotta like leave it at a good note instead of like your argument, right? Consider your main bass as your argument, and then like the pickup, consider that consider that your ending point. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hope it kind of like explained that well enough. I can kind of like demonstrate this with one of my own tunes. Trying to think of a song that has that. Yeah, here I can demonstrate it with Shark Bite, right? Let's take Shark Bite for example. Okay, so we got Shark Bite. You know, that's Shark Bite. All right, and then we got this coming up right here. Right, a little part where the drums stop. You know, we're kind of wrapping it up. It sounds different from the whole other drop. So yeah, I hate to quote my own song, but that's the only thing I've quickly could pull up. But yeah, just kind of a little pickup, and that way you're wrapping up your drop rather than just kind of like tossing us into the next like section. Yeah. Maybe a hi-hat here, just on the coordinates would help.
100% ready to kill someone right now.
What are these fucking vocals?
The end has come.
I think the main basses just need more impact. Like it needs more like fat rack stuff. Needs more you know, OTTs, stuff to make it nice and like huge sounding. Just any of that would really help you here, for sure. Like.
And so
I think you've got that thing going on where when you frequency I can't talk. You get the point. When you freak shift your stuff, right? You're leaving your phase on like 180, and so like when you frequency shift shit, like, or what is it? It's offset. I don't know what it is. It's one of those. It's like, oh, there it is. Yeah. When you're frequency shifting stuff with an LFO or something, like you have like a weird width going on, and like yeah, make sure the phase and offset are just down, because I think it's causing some weird stereo stuff that you don't want. It's kind of weird how that like takes a second to kick in, but anyway, yeah, for sure double check that. And it sounds like there's like some weird panning stuff going on with that like high like sustain bass. You lost again? No, Joe, no. You gotta stop losing, man. Yo, look, I'll probably hop on Valorant today, so I'll add you then, and then we gotta play a game, and then we'll absolutely destroy them, dude. 100%. Ooh, that's up. I'm always a fan of the little telephone bases. That's very cool. Yes, hanging with the boys. We got a little squad going on. Me, Thromy, and Bob, and sometimes Boxster, dude. We'll absolutely just we'll add you to the group chat or something, and then yeah. I'm the best Valorant player of all time. Right. Mr. Elastic, I'm sorry I got so off topic on Valorant. But anyway, I think some more impact would really help you, because you've got these like super hype buildups, and I imagine you want to kind of like take that hype and like transfer it into your drops. So I would just like look into like fattening your sounds up with like fat racks and saturators and OTTs and stuff like that, and make like really like process it to the point where it becomes like a fatter and more like rich sound, you know what I mean? In your case, I think it's definitely lacking a bit of that punch, because there's not enough enough of that going on. That and like the buildup is just like very promising, and like there's not enough to actually like really really like, you know, like actually impact it. Yeah, you get the point. So for sure look into that. You know, I think you've got a dope selection of ideas going on here. I like the little telephone basis stuff. I think your sustains could definitely work if you like have the panning kind of set right. You also said this was made in a plane, so you know there's that. I imagine you probably wouldn't have had too much time to like go over and mix down. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, Elastic, very dope tune. I like your ideas here, and yeah, thanks for the feedback. I'll run through the track again and add what's needed. Bet, dude. Sounds good. Yeah, thank you for sending in your tune, Mr. Elastic. All right, up next we have Kino with Concrete. Let's go. Okay. Big thing is with when you have a bass and you want to like do a little like switch up of flow, I feel like you kind of have to change up the sound of it as well. So like basically, if okay, let me like demonstrate this real quick, right? Let's say we have a little bass, all right. Let me get one of these like super crunchy ones. Right, one of these. Let's take this, right? Let's just spam the shit out of it. So we got like, you know. Hold on, this is bad. Let's do like this, like yeah. Boom, like that. you know. If you now want to switch it up, then I would recommend adding a different sound, because if we now go like this, like let's say we want to go like straight like eighth notes or something, then it'll sound kind of weird because we didn't change up the sound at all. So it goes like this. You know, like you need a switch up of sound. So if I added like a corpus donk here now, that would probably work, because you know we got section A and section B, and that's how you kind of like structure your songs more effectively. So try to bring in a different sound instead of like kind of the same sound to switch up the flow. How do you get that crunchy sound? Ableton Amp, it is goated. I'm also like not too huge on that kick. I think it could be a little bit less like high-endy, maybe a little bit more like clicky or like organic sounding. It's like a little bit too like virtual righty for like this like super tear outy sound. Did you come up with the name Corpus Donk, or is that actually? No, I just came up with it because I had no other word for it, and I used it so much that like I need a term for it. So yeah. Oh wait, this is kind of cool. Wait, hold on. Dude, I would just start the drop with this instead of this thing. It is like a way more like memorable idea than kind of just spamming your like the bass thing like. Also, you've got like a kind of like a constant like a kind of like pattern of like using triplets against eighth notes, and so that creates like a weird groove. So avoid doing that. Either pick straight triplets or straight eighth notes, and that'll like solidify your groove a little bit more. Okay, anyway, yeah. I think the ideas are there. It has potential, and it's also like a super short clip, so I can't really say more than this, but yeah. Definitely work a bit more on structuring, bringing in some different sounds. Yeah. And yeah. That's about it. So yeah, Kino with Concrete. Just great title. Yeah. Good luck on your tune. Let's go to the next one. All right, and up next we have Kratoa with Shatter. Let's go. Ooh, PNB. Let's go. Oh, that's sick. Really nice. Ah, super vibey. Baba Grooves. Okay. So this is very cool. I like this idea a lot. I dig the idea. For sure. It's a very unique idea. So, one thing is your sub is kind of like constantly going, and there's like no like pauses. So try to find like places to kind of like cut it out for a second, and then like bring it back in later, and that'll make your like it'll like reset your sub, and like make it like a little bit more impactful when it does come back in. So, I'm also noticing there's kind of a lack of low mids. I think it would be very cool to hear like a crunchy kind of bass over it. So like, let me kind of like show you how I would go about it, because you did just ask like how to make a crunchy bass. So basically, here's how I would go about it. You know, this is not the only way to do it or something. Like there's like so many ways to go about making a crunchy bass. However, this is how I do it. For some basses, because it is very inconsistent. However, this is like one way of which to get a fat like thing. Right. Let's get like a random like kind of like monster wavetable, like one of those. Yeah, that sounds good. Right. So what you do is you kind of like distort it a bit. Gonna get that like crunchiness going already. Then what I like to do, I don't know why I grabbed that. I'll usually get like an amp, and like this is like my favorite method of making crunchy shit right now is you like boost the shit out of the low end, and then get like an erosion maybe. Put it like here. I'm aware that this is probably not in FL, so sorry. But like if you now like. If you automate that, then you have a super crunchy bass. So yeah, that's one way of doing it. And if you layered that with like your like a super like your like sparkly lead thing, I think you'd have a really sick track going on. So yeah, that is what I'd recommend for you. Right. So yeah, however you do that in your DAW, I'm not sure if you use Ableton or not, but yeah. I'll go back here. I didn't know there are other amps out there. I never considered that there would be amp VSTs. That is like the most basic thing to consider, but I never thought about it. Something sounds out of key. It's probably the subharmonic that you're hearing. Like it might be like if you have like a sine wave like this. That is a loud sub, Jesus. Right. You hear how I should really do this. You hear how there's like you have this like this peak right here. What can happen is like you get like unlucky with how like the peaks go. So you hear like that, for example, or like this, like. So you get like the crazy like harmonics that are like unlucky, like, and like they're kind of like peeking through. That sometimes happens, so that might be what you're hearing. Right, let's keep going. All right, Mr. Throw Me, I will see you later. Thanks for hanging. Take her easy. I think you could also benefit from some pickups, Mr. Curtil. Like some like I don't know if you were here for this earlier, but like there like I went over like how like to do pickups and like I used like the shark bite example. If you were there for then like I wouldn't have to explain this, but yeah. Those harmonics are unlucky. Yeah. But yeah, do you know what I mean? Like could confirm real quick if you saw that section or not, because I know I can be lazy and I don't have to explain it. So like yeah. Here, wait. I got some jazz music. I'll play some jazz music. Wait. The response. Do you mind re-explaining it? I got you. Okay, so let me switch to Ableton. So basically, a pickup being you grab like okay, in any given song, I'll use my song as an example. Like let's use Shark Bite, right? Because I used this example earlier. We have the drop, right? Like this goes for almost any song. Is you will have like a part like at the end where like it's about to like switch up or something, and you'll have a little pickup. So in this example, this is the pickup right here. where like it switches up a bit, right? The switch up is a bit different, and so like, you know, you're kind of wrapping up your drop, and you have a part where like the drums don't exist. You just kind of like, you know, toss some random stuff in, and then it switches up, right? So it's basically this section here where there's no drums. You kind of switch it up, you make it like sound a little bit different, and then you're wrapping up your drop going into a new section. And so what I recommend that you do that for your song as well, so that you transition a bit nicely into this section. You know what I mean? I guess you kind of have it. I would just take out the sub and like and kind of reverb it out, EQ it a bit to like do some sweep ups, stuff like that, to nicely transition into the next section. I've never watched a stream for this long. Thank you. I feel honored. Yeah. Anyway, Control, dope track. I like the ideas on display. This is super unique. Never heard anything like it. It's like super like sparkly like D&B stuff. Very cool concept behind it. And yeah, we got a banger again. So yeah, very nice. Got you. Thank you for the feedbacks. No problem. I got you. All right. Next track. I'm gonna do like, yeah, I'm gonna do like 3 more after this one, and then call it a day. Yeah, and then we'll wrap up the stream. So, up next we have like if we do this one, then 3 more tracks. Next up we have Last Disease with Mind Over Matter, version 3. Let's go. Sounds a bit mono, like right off the bat. It's like 0 stereo. Excuse me. Yeah, still very mono. Like, there's almost no stereo.
Mind over matter.
Ooh. Oh, that's very dope. Might have exported it as mono. Oh, that's tough. Yeah. Thought the burp was part of the track. Yeah, no. That would be my. It's not meant to be mono. Okay, yeah, I imagine it's a exporting mistake then. Yeah. Try to ignore it. I think the sub could be a little bit longer. Like you have kind of just like a boom, boom, boom. I feel like if you made it more like a boom, boom, it might have like a bit more like impact, if you know what I mean. So try to doing that. Some very, very cool sounds. I like it a lot. Very unique. Really nice. This is like the kind of shit I like space out to, and like it is happening right now. Now, depending on the kind of listening experience that you want to provide for the listener, you may or may not want that to happen. So, do you want to space people out? Yes or no? Answer that to yourself. If the answer is yes, then good job. If not, then I would try to add like a lead kind of thing, like a lead solo, maybe like something like maybe like a vocal or like just something kind of in the mid range to like a mid frequency range to add that like those mid harmonics and mid presences, and then you'll kind of stop people as you know, like myself from spacing out. Let's keep going. All right, peace out, Mr. Bob. Thanks for hanging. Yeah, the stream submissions are super competitive these days. So, yeah, you have to submit like instantly to get in. It's kind of tough.
Mind over matter.
sounds like you have some kind of clipping issues going on. Like when the sub hits at a certain point, there's like some kind of like crunchy stuff in the high end. Try to remove that, because it's, yeah, especially with like this like kind of watery sound that you've got going on. It's like very apparent when you've got like a crunchy sound going on, so be careful. Yeah, keep going. I feel like a bit of like a flow switch up would help a bit, because you've kind of got this kind of just repeating over and over again. Like there are like some switch ups, but I feel like a bit of like a switch in some like capacity would really help you out here. But yeah, dude, your style is like super unique. I've never heard anything like it. You've got some like crazy bleep bloopy sounds going on, so that's really cool. Like super stompy. I feel like if you go for like that like sudden death like stompy you know, like you know, like war drums on the kick, it would sound super sick, and like very like it would be like very headbangable if you did that. It's up to you, of course, not like mandatory or something that you do that. Just a small suggestion. But yeah, remember to export in stereo, don't export in mono. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it, really. I feel like that ambience, that like kind of like that super like it sounds like Mongolian throat singing kind of thing. I feel like that might be a bit loud. I would try to kind of bring up the wet, like bring in the reverb and like bring up the wet and bring down the dry just a little bit, like a smidge, and push it to the background a bit more. That would probably help with like making it a bit more ambient. Might be a thing of like this is like very mono, so I can't really like tell if it's like a main element or not. But yeah, I would have to hear it in stereo to be able to tell. But yeah, anyway, yeah, this is really dope. I vibe with this, very nice, and yeah, let's go to the next one. Good shit, Last Disease. All right, up next we have Turamoth with Irrational V 2.6. Let's go. This reminds me of that scene from like Jurassic Park when they hear like the T-Rex like stomping, and then like they like see the water cup and like the little like tremors in it, and then they like know they're fucked. You know what I mean? I got you, Last Disease. Ooh. I feel like this is a very weird like transition. Like I don't know how to put it, but it's like you've got this super stompy like low mid heavy like intro, and then like without any real transition you kind of go into this section where you have like the like things, and now that can work. Yeah, kind of like reference like Porter Robinson and stuff, because he does it like super well where he'll like just randomly bring in elements without any transition. But I think in this case, since you're actually using it to carry into a new section, it's a little bit too harsh, and you need to more like just kind of scatter these sounds around with this kind of still playing behind it if you want those like random transitionless sounds to work. You know what I mean? So yeah, in your case, I would definitely try to transition a little bit nicely, a little bit more nicer into this section here, and just like add some like risers, some like filtering stuff going on. Wash out and introduce it, exactly, yeah. That almond break his pants to the left. Mix is super distorted. I think he definitely toned down the distortion a little bit, because it's like the kick distorting every kick. So yeah. bit much. Ooh. So you've got some weird inconsistency in the volume on the main like I don't even know what you call that, like the main bass. It's dope, but the volume automation is kind of throwing me off. Or I don't know if it's automation, but like something you've added some processing in some sort that's causing it to like weirdly dip in volume that I'm not a fan of. Ooh. Oh, that's so crunchy, dude. Listen to that. Absolutely nailed the crunch there. That's really nice. Yeah, listen to that, like the thing, right? Like the volume is super inconsistent because of like I don't know what it is, but like some kind of processing. Try to figure it out. Like that, I feel like that needs to be consistent for it to work well, and it's not doing that right now. Like. Yeah, it sounds like it would be like a separate layer, but it's not. That's the problem. Like, it sounds like that like thing is like its own thing, and then you have the crunchy bass layered underneath it. But it's I think it's the same patch, which is the problem. There's a lot of sounds being compiled, and like there's not much structure to it. I feel like I can't really tell any structure behind it. Like the sound design is good, it just needs more organizing, and like a lot of the sounds also I'm noticing don't have that much sub like other sounds do, and they're like, you know, they have an adequate amount of sub, but like some just kind of lack it a bit. So yeah, be careful. Yeah, it needs call and response like desperately. Also, like a super harsh transition. Like it's like, you know, we're still in the vibe of like, you know, we're about to keep going, but then we're like in a build up or something. You know, we need more transition. Bring in like. In this, we just went over how to do pickups. So like rewind a little bit, go to Kratol's track, and wait, is that right? Yeah. And then yeah, like check out the explanation I provided with the like Sharkbite example, and like see how to, you know, bring in a pickup, right? Do that, and then with your song, and like, you know, filter out stuff. Bring in like new ideas, kind of tone it down a bit before the next section, you know, kind of match the energy. That's nice. Love this chord progression. Too distorted here, in my opinion. I think this is structured a bit better than the previous drop, but it's still kind of a weird structuring because you have like the, you know, initial crunchy bass, then you have that thing, right? And that is like that indicates like a main element, but then you switch it up to the actual like main like weird like time ramp thing, you know what I mean? The actual main element in this drop. So I would either remove the sub from the thing, right, that was like present in the first drop, I would either remove the sub from that or just go straight into the weird time ramp thing. Yeah, Turamoth, I think you've got the ideas down, but it's really lacking transitions, structuring, and I mean, you know, there's some parts where it's like really like clipping too much, I think. I think there are too many ideas in this. Yo, I mean, that's kind of a good point. I think that's a really good way to put it, actually. There's too many ideas in this track. Yeah. Yeah. I think more organizing of your ideas and like transition work would really help a lot. There are a lot of ideas in this track. That's like a really, yeah, that's a really great way to put it. Yeah. So definitely get to work on that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, the sound design is fucking sick, Turamoth. And yeah, I mean, cool ideas on display. Just wish it was organized a bit better. Yeah, Turamoth, dope track, and let's go see the next one. All right, up next we have Henry Kamstruck. I don't know how to say that, sorry. Henry with New Idea Thing, redescription. Yo, Netty, this is a track I started today, and it's just a rough idea, especially the vocal, which I hate. I kind of hate, so I'm going to change it and make the intro shorter, but I'd love some feedback on this. Thanks, man. All right, let's go. Like these chords. Yeah, I feel like that background vocal is a bit obnoxious. I would try to kind of like, not obnoxious. That's kind of a harsh word, but like I would like low pass it. Is that right? Yeah, low pass it a bit. Cut out a little bit of highs just to kind of make it a little bit more in the background and make the guitar really feel like more main elementy.
I'll let it down, we spent together. Dinner proud we were, birds over feather, different kind.
The vocal has too many mids and not enough high end. So here, let me demonstrate real quick. So your vocal has too much of like this. Let me get, wait, where's it at? This one. Right, so
Stay here with me all night.
let's take this one.
Stay here with me. Your
Vocal has too much of this.
Stay here with me.
You know, this, and not enough of this.
Stay here with me all night.
So you hear that mostly.
Stay here with me all night.
These like mids, but not too much of the high end. So it's like hard to understand. It's like doing this, like. Like obviously this is way exaggerated, but you know what I mean. Like if I did this, you can't understand it. So if you bring in more highs,
stay here with me all night.
It's way more clear. So try like slightly reducing the mids and boosting the highs a bit. That'll help a lot. Yeah.
We were laughing through the pain, you were never once so bad. Cut the cord, they kept us connected, blocking out the middle where your light wants to flash.
I think the vocal works. It's just not like quite mixed in. But other than that, like it sounds fine to me.
From up above, we used to feel like a glove.
Hold on. That was a very harsh transition.
From up above, we used to feel like a glove.
You need more risers. Like pause the drums for a second, like 4 beats, right? A bar, and you know, only have a kick and then have some risers indicate that you're about to transition into the next section, and you know, like prepare the listeners for it. You know, if you pause the drums and make you know only play only a kick, then you can assume that you're going into another section. You know what I mean? Yeah, reverse cymbal, that works, yeah. And also bring in a little bit of a pause before the drop, because you kind of just like went straight into it and then like, you know, didn't have time to like prepare for like the actual drop. Yeah, add a little kick, 4 beats of like silence or something, 2 beats even. That'll really just help. And then when you bring in this fake out, it'll just work a little bit nicer to do it like that. think you're kind of overdoing the reverb sweeps, and I'm also not a fan of the sub because it's not really following your main elements that much. It's just kind of like playing a note. But also, it has too many like harmonics that I'm not a fan of. So like, look, if I play the sub right, if I'm kind of hearing a lot of this, and not enough of this. So bring in like I would try to kind of EQ it like this maybe. Or just in a way that'll make it so that your sub is like less like harmonic rich, you know what I mean? And also definitely make it follow the main element. Oh, you can't see this. Fuck. Sorry. Hold on. Like this, right? It like try to kind of EQ it like that so that you have like less harmonics. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I'm also noticing when you're like going into the 16th note part, your sub like doesn't actually have any time to stop. So let me go back into Ableton. Right. You kind of are like spamming it like this, where like, you know, like that. But like the way you probably should be spamming it is more like this. Like leave some volume, like automations like this. And then this will help it like identify when the sub is supposed to start and stop. So you have like, and now you can actually like really identify a rhythm rather than like this weird like kind of chopped up pattern. Yeah, I'm also hearing like there's not really like enough of like a mid presence on like the main bass. I feel like I feel like it could be a little bit like more mixed in that manner. Like the high end is fine, but then like the mids kind of need to be boosted just a little bit, just so it stands out a bit more. Yeah. It also sounds like you're not really sidechaining it hard enough. I think a little bit more sidechain and not overdoing it, but just so it goes like, you know, down to 0 and, you know, back up. Try to kind of like keep it like a little bit shorter than your kick-ish kind of, you know what I mean? Definitely don't overdo it. You shouldn't really notice it too much, but yeah. Anyway, other than that, I think you've got a cool idea going on. You know, you've got a nice little intro. Yeah, I like what you're doing with that. I like the vocals personally. You know, if you don't like them, replace them. That's you know, completely your choice. Drop, I'm like not too sure about. The transitions definitely need the most work. But yeah, that is my recommendations to you, Henry. So yeah, cool tune, and let's go to the next one. So this is the last one for today. We've got Pro Dreams with So Cool Vibes. Let's go. Oh, thank you, Vice. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Very nice chords. Very vibey. This is just a personal taste thing, but I think you might have like Alvin and the Chipmunks the vocals just a bit much. You know, I think you kind of like pitched up the vocals a lot. Like, here we can go back to the. Is this the where do I put the vocals? Here. I think you kind of did this too much to the vocals. Like you kind of like. I think you did that a bit much. I would just bring them down an octave.
Stay here.
But like I said, that's a personal thing. If you don't want to do that, then don't do that. But yeah. Right, we're still here. We're good. All right. Ooh. Really nice. I think it could use more high end. Right now it kind of sounds a bit like low passed in a way, like very slightly, but like it's definitely missing some high end. I think more hi-hat presence would help a lot. I also noticed that the build-up is a bit too hype for the drop. Like, it almost works, but I think just toning the build-up down a bit more and, you know, maybe like adding a little bit more fatness, like not too much. Like, I think it's good where it is, but just like a little bit more would help it kind of balance out and actually like deliver properly, you know what I mean? Also like that snare a lot. It's really nice. Also, it really doesn't have that much stereo, so try to add like stuff like dimension expanders, choruses, you know, to give it some more space in the stereo field. I'm noticing not enough high end like fuck, what was I gonna say? Right, not stereo enough, yeah. But like other than that, it's really nice. Excuse me. Midsection. I would try to like low pass that snare in a bit because right now it feels a bit too abrupt and like it's like there's not enough other drums kind of backing it up, so it's just kind of like, you know, like imagine a drummer just kind of going like, you know what I mean? Like a drummer wouldn't do that. They'd kind of like get more into it and, you know, kind of do some more complex rhythms. So either do that or just kind of like low pass it in a bit, add some more like drums and stuff. Yeah. It needs a bit more sub here. I would just like cut out the sub from the Reese thing and add in your own sub so that it like hits like right, you know what I mean? Definitely lacking it all a sub here. Sidechain is also like too strong here, especially in this section. It feels a bit more trappy, so you can get away with like sidechaining it less. In these drops, it was like, I think it was fine, but like here it's becoming very apparent that it's too strong. And especially since you're kind of like doing a more like complex rhythm, like you're going like boom, gut, boom, 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 gut, boom. You know, you've kind of got more like consecutive drums going on, and that's causing the sidechain to duck, like it's eating up at the song. You know what I mean? Okay, now I'm confused. You need to kind of like make it more apparent that it's becoming a build up, because I thought it was a drop at first. And those snares that I was talking about, where I was like, you know, like that, I thought that would be indicating a drop, and then when it hit, it didn't quite hit like a drop. You need to make it a bit more apparent that that's going to be a drop, or not. You know, like in this case, it wasn't a drop, so like I wouldn't transition into it, with those snares that feel like a build up. But here, you kind of need to pause the drums a bit, bring in some risers, remove some sub, you know, gradually with like a filter or something, stuff to help it transition nicely into the next section, because it doesn't quite do it right. Yo, Soppy with the $2, let's fucking go. Yo, thank you so much, I appreciate you. That's very kind of you. Hey, how you doing? How are you doing? Thank you so much. Very nice of you. Yeah. Pro Dreams, I like what you're doing here. I think you've got some really solid vibes going on. I think your melodic producer like side is like really kicking in. It's really nice. Vibes are really there. It's a very memorable idea, and I like that about it. So yeah, Pro Dreams, very nice. And yeah, that'll wrap it up. So, folks, thank you for tuning into this here stream today. Really appreciate you. Yeah, you guys are legends. Thank you for all the fucking donations today. Today was really crazy. Yeah, I mean, you guys are just legendary. So thank you. Thank you for all the chats. Thank you for all the donation skips. And yeah, tomorrow will be a video. Shit, I gotta edit that. Damn. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, peace out. Yeah, video tomorrow. Later.